This diagram outlines how we can safely and reliably create a system that enables us to build new assets and to give the public direct equity ownership of those assets. On the left, we decide the politically interesting question of who gets the zero-interest loans. Banks could issue zero-interest loans, but it is better done by the government, as the issue is a distributional political one. For energy, we suggest the rights to loans be distributed to the whole population in inverse proportion to their household consumption of mains electricity. Doing this rewards people for consuming less. We distribute the money as a right rather than as a loan because we have a market in rights. This is important as it provides a way to see if we have created too many rights. If we give too many rights, then the price of a right will go down because there will be few good investment opportunities. The price of rights gives the government a way of measuring and hence controlling the issuing of rights. The middle section shows the mechanics of issuing the loan money. It is important that money does not earn interest until it is invested. Transaction fees can be charged to cover operating costs plus a small profit. It is more convenient to use banks as they already have the right to issue loans, but other institutions could distribute loans. The right-hand side is the part that makes it efficient. It is a marketplace for investment. In the marketplace will be companies selling their own new shares, manufacturers of renewable energy selling systems like windmills and solar panels, research and development organisations selling their ideas that will lead to later commercialisation, insulation companies selling insulation, biochar companies selling biochar systems or training. All the products and ideas of this conference will be eligible to be sold through this marketplace. Note, we do not sell energy in the marketplace. Each seller will have to specify how much greenhouse gases will be saved or removed from the atmosphere per dollar spent and the financial return on investment. They will specify how the buyer will pay back the loan and how much of the loan has to be paid back. For example, the government may allow basic research to be funded with zero-interest loans that are paid back in small part. Each seller will specify how the buyers will report greenhouse gas saved. Against each seller will be their promises and their past results. This information will be public and transparent and will be continually monitored by buyers. If a seller repeatedly misses their targets or does not save greenhouse gases, then they will be banned from the marketplace. If a buyer colludes with a seller, the buyer will never receive any more zero-interest loans. Compliance with the system is achieved through exclusion from access to the loan system. Restricting people who disobey the rules will ensure that the system will work. A question that is often asked is, won't the creation of money for zero-interest loans cause inflation? The answer is yes and no. Inflation is caused when there is too much money available to purchase too few goods. Governments in the past have printed money for particular purposes. Historically, one reason has been to finance wars. Printing money to finance a war will almost certainly cause inflation. Creating money to build new productive assets that generate more value than the money invested cannot cause inflation, but will keep the currency stable, as there is always more to buy than the money available, and so we will have to continue to create more money or increase the velocity of money so that we can purchase the goods. That is, we will not get inflation through zero-interest loans that are spent for profitable, productive purposes. In Australia, we can have zero net emissions within 10 years if we allocate $30 billion a year in zero-interest loans for this purpose. To put this into perspective, each year Australia creates $200+ billion in interest-bearing loans to buy second-hand houses. Second-hand houses do not increase the productivity of the country. Another way of thinking about zero-interest loans is to think of them as being community equity loans. The outcome of this system will stabilise the monetary system, reduce taxation, eliminate inflation, cause no government debt, make our finite resources sustainable, increase our wealth, and give ownership of community infrastructure to the community it serves. It will stabilise the monetary system. There will be no inflation because governments will increase the money supply in a controlled manner through the use of zero-interest loans. Market-based interest rates on existing money will regulate the flow of money. There will be lower taxation. The distribution of rights to zero-interest loans can be used to give more wealth to the disadvantaged and could replace some or perhaps all taxes. There will be no government debt. The loans are given to the citizens, not the banks, nor the government, nor any corporations. The system will lead to sustainability of finite resources. Sustainability is doing more with less, and finite resources can be developed by rewarding those who consume less while requiring the rewards to be spent increasing the resource. Community wealth will increase. Wealth increases by investing so that the cost of investment is less than the wealth produced. A well-run system of zero-interest loans will do this. There will be a change of ownership of infrastructure away from governments and external corporate entities towards community-owned entities and individuals serviced by the infrastructure. Please direct any questions to Kevin Cox at cscoxk@gmail.com. I will leave you with this graphic on the comparison between zero-interest loans and pricing carbon as an alternative way of encouraging investment in renewable energy projects. This is fundamentally the reason why it all works. We remove the finance charges from the investments in renewable energy, and the resulting profits will pay for the money and for the systems.